again. Kings of Dysfunction. KOD Show. Episode 19. Bryce just finished eating. I just finished eating. It's been a crazy night, but we're back at it again. It's just two of the four of us tonight. Hirsch is on assignment. It's gonna be me and Bryce holding it down. Bryce, how you doing?
Good, man. It's been a crazy day. Crazy day.
Tell me about it. All right, let's get into it. We're gonna start like we always do with All Elite Wrestling. Where do you want to start?
We gotta start with the opening of the show, man. The celebrate the Ocho for Mr. Jericho.
Oh man! So I'm feeling like they need to drop this sports entertainer stuff and it's getting old. It is old, especially when like WWE doesn't even use sports entertainment very much on their programming. You just come off as second rate to me. What you think?
Yeah, it wasn't really until this segment that I realized how much of a mockery of like WWE that group is supposed to be. I really wish they'd just focus on what they're doing. Stop trying to take shots. Stop trying to imitate or downplay what's happening somewhere else. Just go ahead and do your thing. Make your own path. Be great on your own.
Yeah, that's basically half the show. It's just taking some type of dig at WWE. I'll get into that later. But this segment was just long for no reason.
Just how it started, just with the AEW Galaxy appreciate us. Like, come on. That is like a blatant ripoff.
You're the blatant ripoff of the number one act in all of the professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And you're bringing attention to the fact that you're the second, like whatever happens, like you're second rate.
Yep.
Them guys over there, they're the number one act. They're the professionals. Go watch them. We're just gonna copycat and rip off and be a low budget version.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't know what the thought process is with a lot of the stuff Jericho's doing. Like, I feel like he has, since he's been in AEW, used so many different monikers and little nicknames and whatever. They're like, it feel like he's always reinventing himself, but I feel like AEW is like he reinvents himself like every feud. There's some type of new name or a different group, or I'm a throwback to this character, or I don't know what the creative is with him. What's going on with it? He's, a while back when he said it was We the People was a stupid idea from bad creative, and then he's a sports entertainer that's actually entertaining. Like, no.
And even then, I thought that was dumb, because if you remember back to the We the People, that's literally the only thing that got Jack Swagger over.
Yep.
Was We the People. So why would
it's a reason? It's a reason when they saw him in AEW, they were still chanting that.
Yeah, it was. So it's dumb. Tony Khan's just gonna let Jericho do whatever thought that like Jericho comes up with. Tony Khan's just gonna let it happen. Vince probably cut down on a lot of bad Jericho ideas, but Tony Khan was like, "Nah, you can do whatever you want here. I love you." So,
yep, they just let him do whatever, man. I don't know.
It's the man, myth, legend, Big Hirsch.
Hirsch checking in
on special assignment, but we appreciate you. We appreciate you taking a break from that assignment to chop it up with us.
For sure, man.
Yeah. So this segment goes on for what, 10 minutes? Well over 10 minutes?
I think it was like the first 15 minutes of the show. They had that indie pizza guy, Luigi Primo, I think is his name. I just don't understand the point of I don't know, just the whole celebration. It's weird that they had pizzas and They told the people that they're not going to get pizza. Like they won't give them pizza anyway. You know.
You remember that? I don't know if you remember because I was there. Survivor Series when like Montez was like they had a battle royal and it was a bunch of pizza. And everybody thought that was just the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
How are we feeling now? Like, is it still like? I thought it was dumb back then.
Yeah. The only reason I'm not gonna say I gave it a pass, but that was a sponsorship from Pizza Hut and is throwing pizza. Okay.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense, but I mean, it at least was sponsored. This is just like some indie guy that I don't know tosses dough when he wrestles or something. I have no clue. I don't know how this dude had a viral video and he's appeared on AEW Dynamite. He's had more airtime on AEW Dynamite the last couple of weeks than FTR. Just let that sink in. But yes, in this segment, after a while, Daniel Garcia got tired of the sports entertainment. And, he just leveled the pizza man. And the pizza man just lays there. He took a bump and laid there for 7-8 minutes. I thought he was just going to take a bump and roll out of the ring and stay out of the shot. No, he just laid there. It looks stupid. It looks goofy.
It's a mockery. It's a mockery of pro wrestling. This is a very Vince McMahon segment.
Yeah, this is something that probably would have looked good 15 years ago in WWE, right? Yeah. I don't know what this was. I have no clue.
And then, so we get past this segment.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan comes out, interrupts.
Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson. Hey, I also thought they weren't going to have people interrupt people in the middle. I thought that was also going to be a thing when it started.
Well, no. I mean, you've seen every interview. They literally ask one question, and before they get a full answer, there's some music playing. Somebody's interrupting.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the ring, on the stage, backstage, you can't get out a full answer.
So Bryan Danielson comes out. They go back and forth. And apparently he's booked himself into a match with I don't even know which member of Everrise it is.
Matt Menard.
Everrise. Since they want to mock WWE, I'm just gonna call them Everrise. So I don't know which guy from Everrise it was. This match went 10 minutes with a job guy from Everrise, Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon.
There was one point in that match they just stood in the middle of the ring and just traded chops. I'm like, wow,
why is he doing that with a job guy?
Yeah. The last time I saw him, Menard, he was getting choked out by Action Bronson.
So wait a minute. So you tell me Action Bronson handled Matt Menard quicker than Bryan Danielson did?
Basically, yeah.
And so what does that say about Bryan Danielson?
I mean, we see what his stock is. I mean, literally a year ago this time, it was exciting. We thought maybe he'd be a world champion. No, nothing close.
You just think. He went to AEW because he had this need to bleed.
Yeah. I think Moxley does enough of that for everybody.
Right. Now look, I love Bryan Danielson, but look at him now, man. Like that, he's going out sad. Like this, I know he just wants to try to get everybody over, but he's too giving. He's too giving.
Yeah.
It should have been all right, I'm taking this dude out 5 minutes max. I'm a whatever, hit him with the psycho knee, and then put him in a little bit of lock, and we out. 5 minutes. Let's get on to the next segment. 10 minutes with a job guy.
Yeah, I really wish they would have established him a lot more when he first got there, but they gave him 2 draw finishes with their world champions in Omega and Page within the first 3 months he was there. So you kind of already established he can't beat, your world champion, and then he ends up losing to Hangman. And then that's it. He's not ever in the world title picture. and I just don't understand why.
What's the biggest win he's had? Like since he's been there, was it? Did he beat Jericho? In
Yeah, I was gonna say he beat Jericho in that tournament a few weeks ago.
So the biggest win he's had is Chris Jericho. He's been there for a year, and he's been in what 3 world title matches, 2 world title matches.
3, because I mean that final was basically for the world title. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, come back. No, now I mean it this time. Daniel Bryan, come back home. So this is I want to touch on this. Saraya comes out. And
Saraya,
whatever.
Yeah.
At least it's not Britt. Britt don't rhyme with. Britt rhymes with.
The one word that they can't say on TV apparently no more.
Yeah.
Somehow they've ruined that. I don't get it, man. But yeah.
So she comes out. She cuts a very strange promo that she attributes to her being nervous. Something about she's the revolution because I am the revolution. Like, this is Prince and his homeboys. And then says something about changing the division. Then she brings out. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say before you get to her bringing out. Then she said something that I thought was kind of funny. She said it's her house. I thought it was Swerve's house. It's not his house no more.
Like I heard. I think we may be referencing the same thing. It's everybody's house. Whoever gets some money.
Yeah.
So she then proceeds to bring out. I'm gonna get to that. Yes. Then she proceeds to call out.
She called it the women's locker room.
The women's locker room. So out comes.
They told her that basically. She's like, "Hey, don't count me down. Say we're out of time or whatever. Like matter of fact, I'm gonna take more time. I want to have the women's locker room come out here." Oh, okay.
So then proceeds to come out Athena, Willow Nightingale, Sky Blue, and your world champion being involved in this foolishness. Athena. Yeah. Can you imagine if somebody in WWE, I hate to keep going back and forth, but they do it, so we're going to do it here. If I can't even think of who will be on. Who's somebody on Sarai's level? So I'm burying the lead here. So if somebody hey, I'm going to change the division. I want the women's locker room to come out, and Bianca Belair and Becky come out amongst Dana Brooke and Nikki ASH. And Tamina Snuka, why would you want Bianca Belair or Becky mixed up with that crew? So why are you bringing your women's champion out with this cast of nobody?
Misfits. No, it's a cast of. Yes. That's the problem with that division. As I'm watching people come out, I'm like, man, Jade's missing. It made me think, where's Ruby? But I forgot she's hurt because they're reckless over there. Nyla Rose was not there. Then it made me also think about Red Velvet, but I think she's still hurt or something. Maybe Tony came to his senses and stopped using her. I don't know. I just noticed who was missing and then the lack of star power.
Yeah, so Jade should not have been involved in this, and I'm glad she wasn't.
She shouldn't have been. But I'm just saying, to me, it's just glaring, right offhand when you say bring out the women's division. Okay, who's your world champion? Oh, yeah, they have 2 women's champions, and one of them's missing. And then just thinking, like I said, about, everybody that's not there. But, no, I totally agree, man. It's just the world champion and then a bunch of people.
So, then, as is per AEW policy, Britt Baker comes out with Jamie Hayter and Serena Deeb, who randomly is getting a women's title match.
Yeah.
I don't know, baby. I don't know when it started. Um, so yeah, they come out, the Hills. I guess they pick on her name, and then she says that thing about Britt's name.
Yeah.
And then at some point, Sarai was like, "Hey, I get to make a match because my bosses listen to me." Actually, Bryce, if you can remember, when was the last time she was on WWE TV? Do you remember?
I think she was like a GM. That's the last thing I remember her doing.
And that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They've had numerous budget cuts in the last 3 years. But you know who they did not cut? Paige.
Yep.
You know what they kept doing? Paying Paige to do nothing. Oh, you remember that time she had that tape came out?
They paid for her to go to rehab. What you mean? I mean, it's not funny. I shouldn't joke about that, but they did.
No, it's like these people they kept you employed. They paid for your rehab. They've supported you when you brought shame to the company. They supported you, and the first thing you think to do on your first promo is to take a dig at them. Say, my bosses don't listen to me. Your bosses kept you when you had no value to the company.
So, I don't want to say she don't have value because I still think she can do something. She
didn't have value to them because they didn't put her on TV. Like they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't. She didn't have any value to them at that time, but they kept paying her. They had all these budget cuts.
That was just due to keeping her safe. Like I wouldn't really have her manage or do anything like close to the ring in case she got hurt. So the only thing she really could do was just be a GM. They already tried that. Yeah, it's kind of whatever.
Right. So when something doesn't work, what did you usually do? You cut them. They never cut her.
They use her for other stuff because I think she was on like backstage whenever that was a show and have her on like kickoff panels and on different content. So she would do that stuff. It's at least a name to try to get people to watch that stuff, but I personally never tuned in to watch any of that.
So what I'm saying is like have some respect. Like you ain't got to do what everybody else do just because Tony wants you to just take a dig at WWE.
Yeah.
Hey, Siobhan.
Hey. Hope you guys are well.
We are well, thank you.
Okay.
Give me one second, good people. Or Bryce, if you want to go ahead and keep on the second.
I just wanted to say, you can do like what Claudio did. You don't have to badmouth the company when you show up somewhere else. Just be grateful for the time you had. Be appreciative, everything you learn. The life that you have, largely due in part to WWE and what they, provided your family. They opened doors for you, gave you, new opportunities. Paige had that movie about her family and her life
with Dwayne.
Like that was something that I don't think a lot of people on the roster would get, and that's at least one way to kind of sort of make some money off of her.
Right.
But I don't know. I just don't understand. Like everybody's always so unhappy, and they go to AEW like the grass is greener. And really, to quote CM Punk, I thought it was a great quote. What he said, that the grass is not always greener on the other side; it's greener where you water it. And like I think that's so true. That just because you felt misused in one place or didn't let you do everything you wanted to do in one place, going somewhere else and doing it, that still don't necessarily mean it's going to be better.
Right.
Like I feel like with Moxley, you see he's doing a lot of stuff that he wants to do. And to me, I don't think that really has helped their product. having world title matches on TV multiple times in a month, bleeding in random TV matches for no reason. Like the match he just had with Juice Robinson, he was bleeding in that match for no reason.
Yes, it's insane. I guess we can just a little bit of a transition from this, right? I think this is why you have your undercard title. So your undercard titles can be defended on TV, where you don't have to trot out your world champion, 3-4 times a month. That's why you have undercard champions.
Well, yeah, and it's not like they have a shortage of belts in that company. They need to change the name from All Elite Wrestling to All Championship Wrestling, because it seemed like everybody got a belt. Have 3 matches on TV, you'll be a champion in no time. Because I mean, those trios titles, have those been defended at all on TV?
No, but I think they're supposed to be defended Friday.
Are they? I don't even know. I only know of one match. Matter of fact, I only know of one match on the show Friday, and I don't understand how we got here. Is the Andrade versus 10 match. That this is the first time they're having a match, and it's a mask versus, I guess, career match. That if Andrade loses, he must leave AEW.
I saw that earlier, and I was like, even it's bad when Meltzer's calling this out.
Oh, he called this out? I don't even know.
He was like, it makes no sense in the first match of a feud to be career versus mask. Like that makes no sense whatsoever. But I think that match is called off anyway.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because of the backstage incident tonight.
Oh, they got canceled?
Yeah. So that match is off.
Dang, I didn't even know this.
Yeah, and they're billing it as like the Brody Lee anniversary for his final match or something.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace, Brody Lee.
Yeah,
but they're billing it. That's what they're billing it as on Rampage on Friday. But yeah, man, just like the importance of a world champion just being presented
like a world champion,
like a world champion. Like I said last week, man, you got to pay to see my world champion. Like anytime Roman shows up, it's a big deal. Anytime he grabs a microphone, before he even talks, like it's always Paul Heyman talking. Paul Heyman talks, and then Roman does this. And then the pop that when he does this gets is more than anything Moxley does. Just by Roman standing out for the microphone gets more reaction than anything Moxley does.
Yep.
So it's because we see Moxley every week. So I don't know. But transitioning, Moxley has a match on this show with Juice Robinson, a championship eliminator, but that nobody knows what that means.
Yeah, I have no clue. I don't know. That's what I thought rankings were for, to eliminate, people from contention, to use those to, I don't know, determine the next challenger. And it's not used. And they kept mentioning during the match that Juice Robinson, he's a free agent. And they kept saying, he beat Moxley. Like, since Moxley's been in AEW, he's one of only 2 men that beat Moxley. And it's just, why do they keep mentioning this? Like, why is this a match people should care about? I can understand if, like, they put Juice Robinson on, like, if they brought him in, kind of how they were doing the Forbidden Door stuff, like, at least Will Ospreay had a match or 2 before he was on the pay-per-view.
Right.
In case people don't know who he is. I think Juice Robinson might have worked, like, 1 match before with AEW. I don't remember how long ago that was.
So they had like 900 and their usual was like 950. I would imagine maybe 500,000 people knows who Juice Robinson is. Maybe.
I mean, with that fan base, I think a lot of their fan base knows who he is, but that's not something that, like, as a casual viewer, I can't turn this on and just know who this guy is.
But that's the problem. Like, you book too much for your fan base. Like, you cater too much to your fan base.
They don't book to their fan base. the whole point of AEW is supposed to be the opposite of what WWE is, where fans can cheer who they want, boo who they want, and then they'll push who the fans dictate. And we've seen that's not the case at all. Wardlow, for example, probably one of the most over people after Double or Nothing. Momentum is gone. FTR.
Who?
We talk every week. We mention them. Got themselves over with literally no help from AEW whatsoever, and they cannot get booked on TV. They are literally begging Tony Khan. Where were they in Japan?
Yeah, they're doing the Japan show.
After they defended their belts, and they're like begging, reminding this man, "Hey, we still work for you. Like, please book us." And I don't know. I just wouldn't think that. I mean, we can argue what number they are, but a top 3 tag team in the world right now, and they can't get booked on TV. Matter of fact, they're getting embarrassed on TV.
Right, they can't even get talking set. They can barely get talking segments. They get interrupted by
the Guns. I can't, I can't say,
Yo, it's your boy Leo. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate that.
Yes, welcome in. But yeah, like I think it was Grand Slam, like they had a backstage segment, got asked a question, got interrupted before they ever said a word. They got mocked for their catchphrase and them being number 1 contenders and never getting a chance. And I mean, that's on Tony Khan. Like, they're owed that match and they have never had that match. But
House of X, thank you for being here. We appreciate that.
Welcome in.
Thank you. But yeah, it's just I don't understand I don't understand. I don't understand. It's just not too much to understand. It's kind of like the the Usos are attached to the bloodline, but
yeah.
But still, it's like you at least feature them in some way. Like, when AEW started, it was all about tag teams. We were bringing tag team wrestling back. Tag team. And then now, like, you look at their tag division, and it's a joke. Like, it is.
Yeah.
So
when I look at their tag division, it's something I thought about today, that the only 2-time tag champs are the Young Bucks. Like, that can't be good at all, considering everybody that's had the belts and everybody that's in AEW. It's like everybody, you just get a chance and then you lose the belts and that's it. Like, you just don't care about getting the belts back. That's
the problem with AEW as a whole. They don't care. Like, nobody in the company cares about championships. Everybody in the company just cares about getting their stuff over. Like, nobody cares about the championships. Like, like you said, like, especially in the world title picture. Somebody loses the world title, and they never talk about it. Like, they'll come back, and they'll never talk about it.
We said it with Hangman. When he lost the belt to Punk, he's not even in the Battle Royal the next week trying to get the belt.
He loses the title. And then there's a battle royal, and he's like, I don't really want to be in that battle royal anyway. I want the New Japan, the IWGP title. Huh?
Yeah.
It's just, what is Wardlow? Yeah, I have this lesser TNT title or whatever it is. And there's a battle royal for the world title, the thing throughout history that makes you the most money. I could be in that, and given how dominant I've been, I could probably win. No, I don't want it right now. I'll wait for the real champion to emerge. Okay, you're burying your world title again.
And where is he at? They got a real champion. Moxley's had the belt, Punk's had the belt, Moxley's had the belt. And what is he doing? In a random tag team with Samoa Joe? Huh? Fighting Brian Cage today? In a match with no hype, no build. Where's Brian Cage been?
I know, obviously. Begging to get out. him and his wife begging to get out on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't even know the last time he wrestled on Dynamite.
Oh, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
I'm
Um,
I'm pretty sure it had to be close to a year. Like it has to be close to a year.
yeah, for sure. So Moxley beats Juice Robinson because, of course, and then Heyman comes out to the stage and does a stare down. Okay, great.
Did he have on his little butterfly jeans again?
I don't know.
That's okay. It's
But
just
again, this is supposed to be your world champ. Like, bro, if you want to wear butterfly print, do you? I do not care. But
no, I do. That's not. That don't look like a world champion. That looks ridiculous.
right, no. I'm saying like, it's not. I'm basically saying if you went outside the ring, like whatever. But your world champion should not be dressed up in butterfly pants. It's just anyway. Do we even want to touch on the Bandito Chris Jericho?
I think his mask is cool.
Jericho wins again.
Yeah,
Jericho wins again.
I'm not thinking too much about the actual wrestling on the show. I know, it's kind of backs against the wall with the hurricane last week. I ain't gonna give him too much on that. You try to make the best of it that you can, but that was just I don't know what that show was. That was not it's not one for the ages. It's not one we're gonna talk about or remember. There's nothing from that show that wanted to make me watch this week. So,
and their lack of momentum, you can be told in the ticket sales. The ticket sales aren't good. See if I can get these specific numbers, but
yeah, it's certain places. I mean, I'm curious to see how the next show they do in Chicago is going to do without Punk or like knowing, everything that happened. Are those fans going to try to hijack that show with CM Punk chants?
Oh, buddy.
Like what's going to be the fallout of that? Because, I mean, that's one of their big cities that they like to run. And like I know the show today, this is like their anniversary. You go back to where the first episode was in DC, and it's like almost having to give away tickets because it's not sold out. Like when it first came out, like that first episode, it sold out like really quickly. And I know some of the upcoming shows are struggling to sell tickets.
Yeah, so they sold 2,265 tickets to the DC show. That ain't good. The Battle of the Belts, 1,988.
Yeah, but that's
also a WWE house show.
Bro, that's like less than a house show. Yeah, and that's them running DC again on Friday for some reason. I don't understand why they would run the same city 2 out of 3 nights when it's not really anything important, and given the time of the show, like they're having a live episode of Rampage and Battle of the Belts, and like they didn't start until 10 o'clock on a Friday. And in DC, like it's so much you can do other than go to wrestling.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's weird to me too that they moved Battle of the Belts from we're gonna talk about that they moved Battle of the Belts from Saturday because they didn't want to compete with the pay-per-view. But it's not like in a bad way. Tony Khan he's always been respectful and tried to not make fans choose. But ultimately, man, if you believe in your product, like he said, he tired of what WWE is doing.
He tired of being bullied. Hey, do something about it.
Yeah. So, but yes, hey, let's hop on that comment real quick. The drama with Sammy and Andrade, because we kind of touched on it, but like you said, Brandon, that match is over, or not over, but it's off because of what happened. Andrade said something in the interview, man, that he had a match with Sammy, and Sammy was complaining after the match that Andrade hit him too hard. And then Andrade just basically said, he's worked with a lot of people, a lot of guys in WWE. He's worked with Cena, when he's getting ready to go film movies, and obviously can't get roughed up too bad. And he never complained. And, typically the way things are handled in wrestling, if, somebody is hitting you too hard or you don't like something, you tend to give them a receipt, let them know while you're in the ring. And that's going to, that's it. It is what it is. And I guess Sammy didn't like that, had some choice words. Andrade was like, he's seen him backstage. He didn't do nothing. And that's it. That was the extent. But it seemed like a lot of drama is happening with Sammy. From, the comments he made about Sasha that came out. That bogus suspension that they gave him for that. The issue recently with Eddie Kingston, which I still can't believe that happened. They have a match, and they, what started the issue backstage, they let him go say that on camera. Like, I don't understand why. It's one of the, it's well documented. People know about it. Like, let's just have the match. There's no reason to say it again. You know what I mean? Like, he said it the first time, and they cut it out of, I think it was on a Rampage or something. So, like, he shouldn't have said it the first time. The suspension got out there. Then the reason why it happened got out there. And then they put it on TV. Like, I just don't understand the logic of it. Like, and what's going on with Sammy, man? Because I don't know, he's, to me, starting to feel like he's more trouble than he's worth. If he got your locker room like this.
So there was the Sasha thing.
Yeah.
And then there's really the Tay Conti thing.
Yeah.
And then there was the Eddie Kingston thing. And then there's this. Like, Tony Khan, control your wrestlers, control your company. You can't be having dudes beef on Twitter.
Yep.
Even if it was to set up a program, like, let's just say it was a work. That's stupid, because you have all this other backstage drama.
Yep.
And it's not like your feuds are now based off your backstage drama.
And I don't know what was said in these meetings, because obviously they ain't listening.
So
they've had 2 talent meetings in the last month, give or take.
Yeah.
6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, had a couple of meetings, and you still got stuff like this going on. I can't imagine seeing something like this from the people on the USA or the Fox show. Typically, those exchanges on Twitter are like something so minor that it's not stuff like this. It's not something from like an interview.
No, I don't even remember 2 WWE wrestlers going back and forth on Twitter.
I mean, I feel like they used to try to like showcase that on why they were having a match that day.
Right, but that's storyline though. But this is so clearly not storyline.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In terms of something actually like legitimately being mad, no, absolutely not. I don't recall that.
I just can't. This is just beyond me. How there's literally no control in the company. None.
Yeah.
So it's just insane. I don't know what they like. I just don't know. I don't know how this gets fixed, because I don't know how Tony Khan goes from passive to like putting his foot down. Like I don't see that transformation. Say what?
It's hard when he's friends with everybody.
And this is why when this first started, I was like, a wrestler company for like that doesn't make any like. In theory, that sounds great. Like rah, that sounds great. But when you start to peel it back, that doesn't work unless you have somebody at the top vetoing stuff and like being stern and being like a boss.
Yep.
Everything gets filtered through one guy. And yeah, Tony makes all the booking decisions. But
that's another problem.
Facts.
He has somebody that's not from the wrestling business booking wrestling.
Right. He doesn't have a Pritchard, for better or worse. He doesn't have a Pat Patterson. He doesn't have a Gerald Briscoe. You don't have a Michael Hayes. Like, you don't.
There's so many people. Like, what happened to Jake Roberts?
What did happen to Jake Roberts?
I don't know. He just stopped being on TV. What happened to Arn Anderson? Tully Blanchard. I mean, they have quit. Well, I think he worked for Ring of Honor. I think.
No,
I don't know.
He no-showed the first show. Like,
oh well, he gone. But I mean, there's so many minds out there that could have been employed, or people that you can put in these positions, and it's like, no, they just refuse. Tony got it, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like he's to blame for a lot of the problems. He's more of a friend than he is a boss. He really don't have any clue what he's doing.
The booking has been. I've never really loved their booking, but here lately it's been atrocious. It's just been It really seems directionless. Like, you can actually watch a show, and just like there's literally no direction other than like you're getting to MJF and Moxley. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. And imagine they got a pay-per-view in like 6 weeks.
And then, the Bryan Danielson Garcia stuff that really on surface nobody really cares about. Nobody cares.
Nope.
Then you have Jericho doing the Ring of Honor thing. Nobody cares. It's just, and that's reflected in the brain is full circle. That's reflected in ticket sales. Nobody cares. So I guess we'll anything else from AEW?
No, I think that's enough, man.
Yeah, I mean 40 minutes is usually longer than what we spend. All right, so just moving on to SmackDown. Not really a notable show. They're just kind of taking it easy until next week when this is the season premiere. So it wasn't going to be a big show.
I ain't give them too much. Again, hurricane going on.
And it's the hurricane, yes.
That's why I said I'm not going to hold, too much on AEW for the show. It's just more so the execution of some things and some things that was said. But, yeah, SmackDown, I mean, again, I don't know what the limitations were roster-wise, but, like, that main event, that 6-man tag, just how that comes about.
That seemed like a very house show main event.
Oh, that's definitely a house show.
Yeah.
You can see that match every, Saturday, Sunday when they come to your city. That's definitely the main event with no Roman. But,
so Solo and Sammy beat Ricochet and Madcap. I mean, it was a good match. I mean, as always, I'm just going to enjoy Sami Zayn anytime he's on my TV. I'm also going to enjoy Jey Uso as a hater myself. I'm going to enjoy Jey Uso being a hater too. So I enjoyed that dynamic as well. LA Knight's back. Yeah. He left Maximum Male Models for good. So he's now internally listed as LA Knight now. So he's officially probably back. See, Hit Row beat Los Lotharios. It is what it is. Imperium did beat down Sheamus.
That was good. I loved it.
So this is one where the weather affected it because Butch and Ridge couldn't be there because of the weather. So I think what they did here worked. Sheamus is a tough guy. He's just always gonna fight, and then Imperium is just gonna put it, just put a beat down on him. Ronda Rousey beat Natalya
in a match we've seen I don't know how many times.
Who cares? And then there was this post-match thing where Liv, who's supposed to be a baby face, comes out with a baseball bat.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me touch on this real quick. I have no clue what they're doing with Ronda Rousey. This is something I did want to mention from SmackDown. So Natty comes out full Bret Hart entrance, gives the kid her sunglasses.
In Canada.
You're a babyface now. I don't know.
They're in Canada, so.
Oh, that show was in Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense then. She got the Bret Hart treatment.
Yes.
That makes sense. But then Ronda, like when she came out, typically she's like high-fiving the fans and nope, couldn't be bothered. So I don't know. Are they trying to turn her heel to keep Liv? I have no clue what they're doing.
I don't know because Liv's acting like a heel.
Yeah.
Like she just comes out with a baseball bat. Like what are we doing here? I don't know. The Liv thing, I gotta apologize to you guys 10 times over. Because back in the summer, I was capping for Liv. And
no, man, we say it's a feel-good story. We happy for her. You know, she got the belt. Cool, but no, they messed up her money in the bank. Like, again, they shouldn't have used it that day. Just wait. But they've already ruined her. They gave her a moment she's not ready for. Like,
I don't know. It's just been bad, and well, they keep trying, and they just keep trying, and they keep trying. Bailey defeated Shotzi.
Yeah, from their Twitter beef earlier, right?
Twitter beef done right. So yeah, that's pretty much
yeah, that was SmackDown. It was a show.
It was a show. It was, like I said, I know they really didn't. It was the weather issues, and they probably didn't want to go too heavy, knowing they got the heavy hitter coming back next week, the Tribal Chief.
And I hated Theory losing at the end.
Oh, I never made it through this match. Did he take the pin?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, I don't have a problem. The team lost, but he ate the pin. I didn't like that.
Oh, buddy, we'll get to this, and he's losing next week.
I know. Bro.
So, all right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Since we're dealing with it, we'll go ahead and so Johnny Gargano loses to Otis.
Don't have a problem.
I guess you want to keep Otis strong. He can't keep losing. Yeah, I get it. And
when the last time Otis won a match?
And I don't necessarily have a problem with. Do you think undefeated streaks when somebody first debuts is overrated?
Yeah, because they do it for everybody. I hate it. It's literally you get called up to the main roster. You're going to beat like Dolph or somebody, Ricochet, somebody. Then you're going to beat somebody else the next week. And then at that point, it's good luck, if we put you back on TV. So, yeah, I don't really like undefeated streaks. I wish once in a while they would bring somebody up on a losing streak.
Not a redemption story out of the gate.
Yes. Do some. I mean, who's done that? I can't recall anybody that's been bought up.
No, because generally when you bring people up, you want the crowd to take them seriously. So I get it. But sometimes it can be a little overdone. I wasn't a super big fan of Gargano losing here, given that he was going to wrestle Theory next week. I feel like if he was going to wrestle Theory next week, you want to keep him strong, and then maybe Theory beats him. Now, I know they've been beefing for a month now, but it's like both guys are coming off taking L's. So what are we doing? Right, so that's why you don't. I mean, Chad Cable's taking 200 pins. It's okay for. And Chad Cable comes out the next week and he's still over. And people still take him seriously. I mean, the man just belly to back suplex Braun Strowman. Like, people are going to take Chad Gable seriously. Like, Chad Gable's not hurt by eating a pin in a random six-man. So you didn't have to have Theory eat the pin and then to turn around and have Johnny eat a pin. So both guys are going into that on losing. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I ain't minded too much just because of how he lost. It's not like he lost clean. You know what I mean?
Right, but that's kind of like a break glass here. Like that's just a escape.
Really?
Just
I feel like that's how heels should always win matches. Like cheating, they should use the tights or use the rope.
yeah, when they do it, it's a problem. Like they do like distraction type finishes so much, it's watered that down.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, at least do something different as a heel to win. Like, use the tights, put your feet on the ropes, or grab the rope, while you got them pinned, or I don't know, give somebody a low blow with the referee's back turned, or use a chair with the referee's back is turned, or you distract them and like your lackey on the outside hit their finish on. Do something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
but it's always the same distraction, right. And
So
that's
I don't know.
Every match.
We'll see where they go next week. I guess this is just husband and wife eat a pin day because Candice LeRae then ate a pin to Dakota Kai too.
I didn't mind that either.
Yeah, that one doesn't bother me as much. Io Sky beat Alexa Bliss, and for a second during the first beatdown segment, that's the first time I thought the Alexa Bliss Bray Wyatt thing might have some legs, and then she just did generic, babyface challenge. So, see, don't know what they're doing with AJ Styles at all. They're just gonna have him get beat down every week. I hope what Isaiah isn't true, and they're gonna bring Gallows and Anderson back for help. I really hope that's not the case. Bobby Lashley, Mustafa Ali. That was weird to me. I didn't hate it, but it was weird. It just kind of
the match you didn't know you wanted to see that you wanted to see.
Right. So that was just, I'm glad Mustafa Ali got on TV.
Yeah.
And they kind of put him over with him losing, but Bobby's supposed to be a big deal, and he pretty much Bobby gave him all his moveset. He kicked out of everything. So I don't know how much that means, but Braun Strowman and Chad Gable had a surprisingly good match.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I thought that was going to be like just a straight squash, but no, it was actually a good match.
Shout out to Chad Gable.
Again, yeah. MVP. Man, there's so many like unsung heroes this year from WWE, man.
For sure. Solo beat Angelo Dawkins. They're playing up the bloodline tension, which is good. This is less of a distraction finish.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind it as much. Still kind of a weird finish, but I didn't really mind it as much. And that show closing angle, the beatdown went on for 5 minutes. That beatdown went on for way too long.
Yeah.
With Bianca, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss getting beat down. Way too long. The beatdown went on.
I did not understand like Asuka coming out and trying to sell her leg like with a kendo stick. I was like, at least like just give her some crutches, let her crutch to the ring. Somebody try to cut her off and she can like, use a crutch or something. Like take one crutch and hit somebody, then have the other heel kick the crutch from her to then just beat her down. She don't even have to get in the ring. She's finished. I like the visual of what they did, but like,
yeah, but the beat
it
out,
just
I was
took
like,
too long to get
because
there.
I watched it on DVR. I was like, yo, there's still 5 minutes left in this show. And I
Yeah,
was like, okay, then they just went over it. 5 minutes, straight minutes. I was like, is somebody gonna come out? Like, where are the refs? Where's like
yeah.
Candice LeRae?
Is there
Like,
security? Is there help?
right.
The only thing I took away from that segment though was like, did they take out Alexa Bliss and Asuka to give Bianca like different help? So like, is Becky about to come back or somebody else? I
Possibly,
don't
but
know.
I think it was done to like, see, Bianca might lose on Saturday because she doesn't have any help. I think that's more what it was.
Yeah.
Before we get to the Extreme Rules preview, anything to say about the White Rabbit this week?
Just at one point, somebody had a sign walking through the Solo and Dawkins match, but the way they spell White Rabbit, you can rearrange the letters; it'll spell Bray Wyatt. I didn't understand like the QR code from Raw
I couldn't
Monday.
get the QR code. Like I saw it, but I couldn't get it, and it was just like I feel like that's the worst QR code they've done. Like presentation of a QR code that they've done, because at that point it makes it seem like we're all playing along now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't randomness anymore. It was just like, here. So
yeah, because they did something like that on SmackDown too. Somebody walked with a sign. I forget what the sign said. It was some cryptic something weird. But I'm like, yo, they take people's signs for less.
right. So
But yeah, like I wish I don't mind the QR codes, but I feel like now I'm just like so focused on like the background and segments, and I'm
me
so
too.
focused.
Me too, Nelly. But I didn't. I didn't like my phone didn't pull it up, but I did the same thing for SmackDown and for Raw.
Yeah, like it's so hard to get the codes because it's literally up there for like a split second.
Yeah.
And then you got to figure out what all of it means. I feel like at this point, this is like just trolling almost.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we talked about this last night. And at some point, I just feel like it's just it's becoming too much.
This is like too thought provoking.
Right.
Like,
bro, I just want to watch wrestling, man.
yeah. There's too much like I said, you end up watching the background so much like you don't focus on what's happening in front of you or like what's happening in the segment. And it's just to the point where now I'm like, I wish they would just find a different way to incorporate the QR codes. Because like they had one, it won't like 2 days ago, Raw, but like the previous week, they had a QR code on the announce table, but there was never a camera shot that allowed you to scan it. So I don't know what that was about.
Right.
Like you can see it in the background, but nobody was ever like laying up against the table and there's a camera shot of them next to the QR code. So I don't know what that one was supposed to be, but that was like, I don't know. Was that something that we missed? Was it a clue that we missed out on? You know, and like I said, I like the first one. Like I love how they did the first one with Theory warming up in the back, and it's just kind of there. So like if you scan it, cool. It's not something like to bring attention to. But now it's like starting to take over the screen, and it's like, no, just make it like more subtle. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I think that's my point. Yeah.
And I feel like even if they didn't do like the QR code, just having that White Rabbit sign, that was enough. But like you don't need to have somebody walk through like clearly a planned shot because of how the match was shot. That was the only part of the match where that stayed in focus and it was a really wide shot. So that's why I'm like, that's weird that this is like planned now, that this is like a part of the show. This has become.
I think that was my problem with this one from Monday night. It was just like, all right, well, this is too much now. All right, so let's get like a 5-minute preview of Extreme Rules because that's pretty much all it's going to take. Liv Morgan, Ronda Rousey, and just the feud that nobody cares about.
What kind of stipulation is this?
Just an Extreme Rules match.
Okay, yeah, I probably could see Liv keeping the belt in this.
Lilo, stop. Stop it. Stop it. No. No, that can't be it. That again, like I said, I keep saying the internet will burn down. That's what it is. I think this is gonna be like a double turn kind of. Liv's gonna keep the belt by some underhanded means, and she's gonna turn heel. So I think Liv wins.
Yeah, I had her winning this. That's the only way you can really have her beat Ronda and it be believable. Because there's tables or something else involved, and yeah.
Right. Bianca Belair, Bayley ladder match for Raw Women's title. Should be a good match. I'm still waiting for a standout Bayley match since she's been back.
Yeah. Yeah, like I keep saying, man, people been having a lot of hate towards her. Just like this run is not good. She's doing the same stuff she was doing before.
Yeah, her promos haven't been good. Her promos haven't been good. I don't think her promos have been good.
They haven't, but I feel like she still kind of is where she left off, like before she got hurt. That character or like the promos that she uses, the catchphrases and stuff, like she never got to use that in front of the fans. So I feel like right now it's just her like still in that same bag from like a couple years ago.
Right.
But yeah, I'm hoping, she'll get her footing back. I mean, she's only been back like 2 months. So kind of, getting the ring rushed off and everything. I'm hoping, she'll pick it up and get that next gear soon. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to see her win this match, but I don't think she is though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Bianca will win. You just keep going with Bianca until you don't have a reason to anymore. Right now, you don't really have a reason not to. There's no reason to take the belt off of her, especially going into War Games next month, where she's going to get a break from not defending the title. It's kind of weird that you're starting with the ladder match. Okay, inevitably that's going to be like at least 2 matches in the series.
Yeah.
So I don't really like the stipulation, but it should be a good match, and Bianca should win.
I think that's just more so because of the pay-per-view that it is. Like because it's
but I hate that. Like I hate just because it's Extreme Rules, we got to have Extreme matches. I'm not a fan.
But I mean, this is much better than years past. I mean, before we have Extreme Rules with like 1 match with stipulations.
Well, then they need to change the name of the pay-per-view. Then, like they don't need to have a.
Well, you know how I feel about gimmick match pay-per-view names. I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
So, Seth Rollins, Matt Riddle fight pit match. I don't.
With Daniel Cormier as the referee.
DC. I feel like Matt Riddle has to win this match. Like
Absolutely
he has to win. But I also don't like Seth Rollins losing so much all the time.
But he just beat him last pay-per-view, so.
Yeah, but Rollins just lost again 2 weeks ago to Lashley.
He gonna lose again Monday to Lashley.
I don't know, bro. I'm thinking Rollins might win that one.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things where Bobby, gets too ahead of himself. Like he gets too mad and he makes a mistake. I've seen enough. Hey, Paul Vons, thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Welcome in.
Welcome in. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. It'll help us out, so we'll really appreciate that. So everybody, go ahead and hit that like button. Yeah, we got to help the algorithms, man. So I feel like because of the type of match it is, Matt Riddle has to win, and I think Seth's going to beat Bobby on Monday. So we both agree that Matt Riddle has to win this match.
Yeah, absolutely has to.
Drew McIntyre, Karrion Kross. This build has been mid. Like, I've not been impressed with anything that this feud has had to offer. Really.
Yeah, I just hope the match delivers. I wish Cross would have had more matches on TV, because I think the last one he had was against Gulak, and that was
again.
how many weeks ago was
I'm okay. I'm okay with the matches not being on TV, but no. Let me take that back. If it was jobbers, he needs.
That's what I'm saying. Like
he's been back 6 weeks now. He's been back 2 months now. He had one match, and I know you want to keep his matches special, and that's cool. But a couple more wins over jobbers, you can argue how much does that really mean. But
well, I mean, when you're trying to reestablish him,
say what?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying when you're trying to get him reestablished from the last time we saw him.
Yeah, but they've kept him relatively strong. Anytime he's gotten physical, he's generally got the best of Drew. His video packages and interviews promos have been good. So they've kept him strong for the most part. And I know we just had this conversation about, bringing people in and, just having them win automatically. I feel like he has to win, or what else is he? Then he starts becoming Bray Wyatt, where he talks a lot about nothing and then loses. So I feel like he has to win here. It is kind of concerning that Drew's going to eat like 2 straight L's in big matches. Yeah. But you can build Drew back up. We're about to get into Rumble season, Mania season, so there'll be plenty of chances for him to build himself back up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm sure this is a match you don't really care about. Edge versus Finn, which on paper should be a good match. Like the match should be good.
Yeah, but then it's an I Quit match.
Right. The stipulation I didn't understand because it doesn't fit with their current storyline. Well, I mean, it's string rules, so nothing really fits with the storyline. But I don't understand the I Quit stip. Like, you could have chose any other stip. You choose this one. I don't understand. You're trying to get over the Judgment Day as a threat. And there've been rumors about, Finn being a big deal going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Edge, who is a legend, and his matches are numbered. Like, so do you really want to have him lose?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Finn wins.
I would hope so. I just can't imagine what the finish is gonna be like to an I Quit match.
But then if Finn wins, this keeps going. This doesn't stop if Finn wins.
Yeah, I wish this was more like some type of.
I think Dominic's doing okay. He's not great, but he's doing okay.
Yeah, I feel like this should have been some type of no DQ, no holds barred stipulation. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what you would put because there's no title or anything, but like, I don't know. Something that like the feud would be over, or like Edge will control Judgment Day, or just something. Give me something. But an I Quit match between. Granted, this has been going on since what, like June?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. I just don't.
Just give me a pick. Just off top of dome.
I mean, I hope Finn wins because I mean he'll be there.
Yeah.
Not that Edge is a bad part timer, just that Finn will be there more regularly.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Last match. Period. Brawling Brutes. I feel like Sheamus is going to lose on Friday So they've got to win. Like they've got to win on Saturday, since Sheamus is
Yeah.
gonna lose on Friday.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I hope the Bruce win, because I would hate for them to basically lose Friday and then turn around and lose Saturday.
Yeah. All right, so that's the
pay-per-view.
That's the pay-per-view. So something different we want to do here in honor of our Extreme Rules. Just kind of want to go over not saying the best Extreme Rules matches, but just the most extreme moments that we can think of. So if you have more, you can put in the comments below. These are just our 10. We know there are plenty more. Well, this is the 10 that we just came off the top of the dome. Like I say, put in the comments below, and then we'll come back in. Isaiah and Bryce can maybe talk about it next week, some of the answers that were given. So, let's see. So first, Cody Rhodes wrestling with a torn pectoral muscle.
In recent memory, just seeing that, yes, that was probably one of the first moments I thought about. Just seeing just the sight of all that nastiness he had going on, and then actually wrestling and his Hell in a Cell. Yeah, that was on my list for sure.
Really? Different kind of stream. So yeah, the Cody Rhodes thing is just nuts. I remember watching that with my wife, and even she was just disgusted. Like she was disgusted. So it's to the point of at some points it looked like makeup. It looked like it was made up. So that was just insane. Props to Cody. But I don't know. We should say props because that was nuts what you did though.
I don't even know. I still don't know how he pulled off a match with one arm.
That match was 20+ minutes. That's insane. It was. And also shout out to Self for being the dance partner. So the second one we come up with, Kurt Angle moonsaulting off the cage against Chris Benoit.
Yes.
And
now, for some reason, I remember that moment so fondly. I don't know if that was a Raw that I went to. I just remember there was some steel cage match where Chris Benoit was involved and somebody jumped from the cage. I don't remember if it was him or if it was this moment here where Kurt Angle hit the moonsault. But I know I saw somebody jump from the top of a cage when I was a kid. But this Kurt Angle, that's the moment that I remember so clearly seeing.
Right.
That just at the time, I'm I was amazed for one that Kurt Angle could do a moonsault.
Right.
I didn't even know he had that in his bag. Because that's not really, his style was not real aerial. So if he went to the top rope, it was I'm going to suplex somebody off the top, maybe an angle slam or something, like he hit on Shane. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, just seeing that moonsault, man. Just anytime somebody at the top of a cage and they jump, that's always a crazy moment. But just that one stuck out to me.
Absolutely. I don't remember this super vividly, but I do remember it. It was just insane because the height he gets on the moonsault was insane.
Because it's not like he did a Lita moonsault where he just kind of went backwards.
Right, where he flattens it out.
Yeah, he jumped up in the air from the top of the cage. So, I mean, the cage is already 15 feet above the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just know that was a crazy bump, man. And just seeing it was insane.
Yeah. The next one is Edge spearing Jeff Hardy from a ladder.
Yeah, that WrestleMania 17, the TLC 2 match. Yes.
Insane.
That was also
nuts.
Yes, that was also one of the first things I thought of because you see the clip play so much. That spear off the ladder.
I would say it's not. We'll get to this in a minute, but it's maybe one of the 2 or 3 most memorable bumps ever taken.
Yeah, it's hard to have a highlight package. Like if he was going to show somebody wrestling for the first time and not put that in there.
Yeah, it's definitely in like the top 5 bumps moves ever done, ever taken.
Yeah.
In the history of at least WWE.
Yes.
The importance of that move can't be understated. Like you don't know where any of this go. You don't know where the careers of like Jeff Hardy got boosted off of taking that bump.
Yep.
Edge, essentially, that's one of the, it still plays in every Edge video, highlight pack.
That might be his number one highlight.
Yeah. It's just in the match in and of itself being an amazing match. It's this, how can you have an amazing match, but then there's something in the match that just stands out so vividly? And this is it. Like it's a top 5 move ever done in WWE, and I don't see it ever being it never not being in that position.
Yeah. You typically remember like a finish to a match. This was like something in the middle of it,
Yeah, it was just
Yes.
something that just sticks out just so vividly. Obviously, the most famous bump ever taken.
Yeah, you already know.
In the history of pro wrestling, this isn't a news break. This isn't like breaking news or shocking. The most famous bump ever taken was Mankind being thrown out the cage by the Undertaker.
Yes,
hands down. Like no,
the greatest,
we're not up for debate.
Yes, everything about that was perfect.
The number 1 bump ever taken, Mankind.
Yeah. That bump off the cage, the call of him taking the bump off the cage.
Just like
nothing's ever going to top that.
If you just isolate it and think, well, if he 1 inch either way,
yep,
he's we may be looking at a bad. I'm not going to say names of situations, but we're looking at a very bad situation. If he over rotates, like there's so much that could have been wrong with that bump.
And then the fact he got up, got back on top, and then got chokeslammed through the cell,
which was another amazing, just insane, just unnecessary bump.
But then when people forget, he came back out for the main event. Like there was a match after this.
That was Austin Kane First Blood. Yes.
Yeah. That's crazy. Like I don't know how he got up the first time. I don't know how he got up the second time. And then to still be able to go back out there 20, 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
Hey man, Mick Foley, I give it up to you, bro. That's gonna be number 1 in my mind forever.
Forever.
And it's not in no particular order, but that's gonna be number 1 for me forever.
I don't see anybody debating. I don't see why anybody should debate that. That's the most famous bump ever taken or ever will be taken. Next one, I think Lilo brought this up.
I was about to say, she just dropped it in the comments.
Yeah. Shane McMahon, Shane Blackman. I remember this one.
Yep. I remember
him chasing Shane with the kendo stick. I remember this vividly. This is another insane bump. It's not as good as the Undertaker Mankind bump because there's some element of risk that gets taken out knowing you're crashing into a crash pad.
But still, at the time, we didn't know. Like, just seeing it, like, him climbing up on the stage, you like, where is he going? And then Steve Blackman's chasing him. And then he's swinging that kendo stick. And then it's like, well, what if Shane fall? And then the way he just fell straight back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's no way. I had no clue what he fell on, but I just said, he done. Like, whatever happened, he done.
He's taken crazier bumps since then, but nothing would top this bump.
Yeah.
Ever. So yeah, this is definitely an extreme bump, an extreme moment. Just SummerSlam, man. The next one also involves Shane McMahon.
This was more so the match. It was some crazy moments, but this was definitely like the match had a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite matches. It was one of my favorite matches, and then I kind of went back and heard some of the commentary on this match, and it was like, I don't know. But it's going to be when Kurt Angle suplexed Shane McMahon at the King of the Ring into the glass, and the glass shattered.
Well, I mean, it failed the first couple times.
Suplexed Shane McMahon 3 times into the glass until it shattered.
Yep.
And again, another just nuts. Like Mick Foley, Jeff Hardy, Shane, like nuts. Shane was like, "Throw me again."
Yeah. And I mean, like he was getting knocked on his head.
Yeah.
With this. And I was also going to say, in that match, too, remember Kurt Angle hit the angle slam off the top rope?
Oh, that was beautiful.
Like, so much went wrong in that match.
Yeah.
Like, to hear those two talk about it, how, like, I think Kurt said something like he couldn't feel his arm or something. So, like, how he even suplexed that man, I have no clue. Or I think Kurt was maybe knocked out. Something happened. Somebody had to get put.
No, I think Shane got knocked out.
Shane got knocked out. He had to get put on one of those like moving carts or whatever that they use like for the stage and like where they put equipment in to be rolled back and forth for like up the ramp and back down the ramp because he couldn't walk. He was knocked out.
I can't remember. I think it was the second one where he just landed on his head.
Yeah. So yeah, when he put him through the first one, I think he missed, like, it didn't break on the first try.
Right.
Then it broke on the second try.
No.
Then they tried to come back through the glass. And that's when he got dropped on his head. He went through the glass twice. Okay. Because then Kurt gave up after, like, the second attempt on the second glass and just threw him through the glass.
That's right. You're right. Yeah. But that whole, that whole match was insane. Especially this to me, the extreme thing comes in just in the spot with the glass. It was just insane. I know this is not super extreme, but it was just one. I thought one that would just be fun. When at Extreme Rules in 2012, this was Lesnar's first match back after however many years. So it's him and John Cena in a really good match. So Brock Lesnar proceeds to. So John Cena's on the ring apron. Brock Lesnar brings the ring steps into the ring. So he jumps off the ring steps onto John Cena outside. But he over rotates and just lands on his head. And then gets up and just starts smiling.
It's like seeing the GIF is so funny because I forgot all about this and just seeing it like, oh man, I forgot this happened in this match. Like, I swear Brock Lesnar got to be so lucky, man. Between that and then that shooting star press that he missed at WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
That dude's inhuman. I don't know what
so I thought that was fun. I saw that on Twitter the other day. I was like, yeah, man, that's insane. One of my personal, this might be in my maybe top 10 matches, 5 to 10 matches of all time. Triple H, Cactus Jack, Royal Rumble 2000, no holds barred. Just insane. I think at one point in the match, Triple H gets backdropped on a wooden grate, and the
like
wood goes through his
pallets or
leg.
something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Welcome back. We're just talking about the most extreme moments, just whatever you can think of, basically the craziest thing you've ever seen in WWE. So, and then this is also the pedigree onto the thumbtacks.
Yep.
Yep. This is also the first introduction, really, of the barbed wire, the 2x4 barbed wire wrapped around it. This match is extreme. There was blood, like there was just anything you wanted in this match, extreme wise. You got it was. It was like I said, it's one of my top 10 matches of all time. It's like one of those matches, like Royal Rumble comes around, like you go through and you kind of go through and just watch like your favorite Rumble matches. This is always one of them for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lilo brings up one.
Yes, that's a great moment.
Yes. When the cameraman just, I'm sure whatever they paid that cameraman, they took it back. Like, bro, you had one job. Just stand right here and let him land on you. No.
Man, I forgot who that was, but that dude was a wrestler. Like, he worked for WWE at some point.
Yeah.
I can't remember the dude's name, but yeah, how do you not catch the Undertaker? Like, that's grounds for being fired. But yes, I remember like when that happened, the way he landed, yeah, you thought for sure he broke his neck.
Wrestlers, man, they can do weird stuff, man, and just keep going.
I don't know how.
So my next one is, we'll be wrapping this up shortly because we're going on an hour and a half. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, unsanctioned match. This is when Triple H took the sledgehammer to the back of the neck. Gave Shawn the sledgehammer to the back of the neck. You know how sometimes they usually 9 times out of 10, well, 9.9 times out of 10, they'll pull up on the sledgehammer. No. Triple H actually swung the sledgehammer, hit Shawn Michaels. This is when Shawn comes coming back from neck surgery. So the whole match was crazy. Like I said, just blood everywhere. Just really, I just can't believe they went some places there. I think Shawn ended up being stretchered out. It was really good storytelling. Just
at that time, he hadn't wrestled a match since what, like 99 or 98, something like that.
Yeah. So it was just a really good match. One of the better unsanctioned matches that you're ever going to see. I'm probably the best unsanctioned match there is. And my last one is Edge. There's a common denominator in these extreme moments. So to wrap it up, Edge, Mick Foley, WrestleMania 22, the spear through the ropes onto the flaming table. And as Mick Foley's on fire, Edge is pinning Mick Foley. This is one of those matches where I had checked out at WWE at this point, and so I came back in like 2012, and I saw like a Best of Edge. I randomly had a Best of Edge DVD or something, and this match was on it. And bro, like the first time I saw this, I just couldn't believe this.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. Like, that's something I've seen recently, I think in a biography, or was it biography? I don't know, there's something they did on A&E about Edge. I think it was biography.
Yeah.
He was saying like what that match did for his career, that people didn't think that he was like a tough guy.
Yeah.
And like wasn't taken serious like as a world champion. And like that was the match right there that like as a single put him on the map. Like he had moments, but that's like the one thing that like legitimized him.
Yeah, I think some people say the same thing for do you see something?
Yeah. I was laughing at that comment. That's funny.
Oh yeah. I think Triple H said the same thing. Like the Royal Rumble match just took him to a different level. But yeah, man, the spirit through it, like I had never seen that before, and this is somebody I watched a lot of ECW, and I saw this on ECW, but I never thought I would see it on WWE. I think that's what I was trying to say. Like I never thought I would see this on WWE, and to see if you take a picture, if you look at the picture, the man is literally on fire as he's getting speared. Just I don't know if you get more extreme with that than that.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for being here. I know it's been a long show. Thank you for sticking by us. If you're watching the replay, thank you. If you're watching the replay, don't subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. We go live on Wednesday nights after 9:00. We're not gonna give it a time. It's just Wednesday nights after 9:00. We go live. It's usually me, Bryce, and Big Hirsch. Big Hirsch is on assignment, and we'll be back next week, providing you guys with the promo of the week. And they'll be reviewing Extreme Rules and everything else that went down in wrestling. I will be on assignment as well. I will be on assignment next week. So I'll be on a cruise, so I will not be here. But I know Bryce.
Talk to the people. Talk to the people.
So I know Bryce is
assignment, man.
Say what?
Let us know about your assignment.
Hey man, I'll be going up the East Coast to New England and to Canada.
Okay.
So just getting away with the missus, for our YouTube channel. Parker's on the go.
Okay, I was gonna say, let the people know.
Parker's on the go. Over there and subscribe. Me and Mrs. Parker on the go. We do a lot of cruising. So go check us out if you haven't already. But on that note, we got Hirsch with no words. So I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. And I'm just gonna play the music.